Hi, Sir David the Bard coming out of Australia, Kangaroo City. And I have my fan going here. Last time I did that, the wind in the microphone made things worse than they usually are. So anyway, if it's making that noise, that's the fan, because I'm going to die up here in this closet without a damn fan. My son was down here, and an update on Abigail. She seems to be doing better. She seems to be understanding it's our house, and she came and visited, and it was pleasant. My son was here, Dan, and I've been married 6 times that I know of, mostly under chloroform, I think. But anyway, I was telling him a story about his mother, and I thought I'd share that here with you because I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyway, her name was Janet. I know why. Her birthday was August 15th, and I don't know why I remember August 15th. She turned 65, and I have had her as a girlfriend since 7th grade. So parents, be aware. You may have children that marry somebody in 7th grade. So I didn't marry her in 7th grade. She was my girlfriend in 7th grade. All right. Well, anyway, from the moment I saw this girl, I was just infatuated isn't the right word. Enchanted is not the right word. Obsessed, that's a better word. I just thought she was the most beautiful thing in the world. Well, one day, I think I was in 10th grade, and I'm just telling you this story because I'm the bard. And we were sitting around the high school in a circle, and I had several friends there, and she was there. And we were eating sack lunches. And one of the older boys came up to the circle, and he drop kicked my lunch bag into outer space. And all these kids are looking at me like, you're going to kick his ass? And I go, well, I'm a lover, I'm not a fighter. And they said, you're neither one. The girl said, you ain't no lover. So anyway, I sat there, and I've learned to be calm under duress. So all of them laughed at me, made fun of me, and I felt like dog shit. I think they call these days, I think it's called bullying. But anyway, when school was over, I went and got on the school bus, and I was sitting on an inside aisle seat, and this guy, same guy, comes down the aisle. And he comes up to me, and he says, you're in my seat. Well, I knew there weren't any seats on the bus assigned to anybody, and I said, well, I don't think this is your seat. He disagreed with me. Now, here's one thing that you learn about the bard, okay? He grabbed my shirt like this, and he said, you're in my seat. Now he touched me. Now the bard has no sense. The bard goes crazy. So I grabbed him in a headlock and started choking him to death, and that was my intent. And then I went back to the back of the bus, and you know that emergency door in the back that has that great big steel bar across it that holds the door? Well, I just took his head and I started slamming it against that bar back there. Now remember, he was older and bigger than me, and blood went everywhere. Good Lord, it went on the kids, went on me, went on him, went on the floor. And Fred De Leon was the bus driver. Fred never gets out of his seat. Never. Never. He didn't speak a word of English. I was raised in California. And he jumped up, and he came back, and there were probably 7 or 8 other kids trying to drag me off of Ricky. Ricky was his name. I won't give you his last name, but anyway, he was almost dead. And I had no sense. I had no sense because I knew if I let go of him, he'd beat the shit out of me. So anyway, they finally pried him off, and he was bleeding everywhere, all over his head. And they dragged him down the aisle of the bus, and the hospital was right across the street. So they dragged him over to the hospital. Well, I got home, and the next day we went to school. And Ricky comes into school. His head is shaved like this, and he's got 19 stitches across his head. Now, let me tell you something about bullies. If you don't stop a bully, they just keep bullying. So he came up to me and he wanted to be my friend. And then, well, I don't need any friends. He never said another word to me. He never hit me. He never kicked my lunch. And so that's my story on bullies. So take it as you will. Well, I had this girlfriend, Janet, there in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, and she did my homework for me. And we had a French class together, and she spoke perfect French, but she would never get up and speak it because she was too embarrassed. Well, anyway, her mom, Bernie, Bernie burned herself up. Bernie was a chain smoker, and as she got older, she fell asleep, and one of the cigarettes lit her on fire. I don't know why I'm laughing, okay? It's kind of like a mummy on fire. She was so old. But anyway, when I used to go over to Janet's house, I'd sit there and I would comb her hair, and we'd listen to music together, and Bernie made us cookies, and Bernie would always say, David, take Janet up in her bedroom. And it wasn't that. She knew she could trust me, and we'd just go up there and talk, and, you know, might kiss a couple of times, but that was about it. And Janet and I used to walk around at night all the time. We were in a very safe neighborhood, and we'd lay in the fresh grass and the palm trees, branches and whatever, and we'd just look at the stars and talk. And I kissed her a couple of times. But I never put my hands on her. In her. No, never on her or in her. And she had beautiful lips. Oh my God. And teeth. Oh, looked like Marie Osmond. Anyway, I was crazy about Janet. Well, she decided to trade me for another boyfriend. Now that sucks. If you're a guy, that sucks. And I think I was in 8th grade. And so she chose this guy. Now we're probably, well, 8th grade, you're 15. And she chose this guy that was like 22. He was in school till he was 21, but now he's out. I don't think he graduated. But anyway, he had this cool Harley motorcycle, and she'd ride on the back of that. Well, as an 8th grade boy, how do I compete with that? You know, put her on my back and run around the neighborhood? No, he had her, you know, all tied up. Well, after a couple of months, she decided to come back to me. Hey, that's a good idea. Well, I was at school one day and walking out to get on the bus, and these two guys, I don't know, they must have been 30, you know, beards. They never graduated from high school, and they were the mafia. They weren't supposed to be on grounds, but they came up to me and said, "You're going to die." And I go, uh-oh, I don't think this is going to be a good day. So they said, Danny Rodarty is Janet's boyfriend, and you need to stay away from Janet or you're a dead man. Well, it's hard to catch a dead man when he's running like the wind. So I ran like the wind to the bus and sat on the bus, and then I had some things to think about. This girl I was crazy about or dying. Well, I continued to see her, and the mafia continued to spy on me. And one night I got a phone call, and I thought it was Janet because we always talked on the phone all night. And the phone call goes, "Hello, this is Danny Rodarty." I thought, oh my God, he's got my phone number. I know he has my address now. He says, "I want to talk to you." And I said, okay, where and when? Because I knew I was going to die. Going a little bit early didn't really bother me that much. So he tells me a place to meet him. Well, I'm sitting there like a half an hour early, like I always am. And then I see Rodarty walking down the white lane, the broken lane of a 2-lane highway, trucks going this way, buses going this, and he's just walking. I'm going, holy crap, this is one tough guy. I won't even cross in a crosswalk, and he's walking the white line. Well, I guess he was dead man walking, or maybe I was a dead man sitting. So he comes up to me, and I thought, well, you know, he's going to strangle me or shoot me or stab me, whichever. I'd prefer the gun. And so he says, "I have something to tell you." And I said, I'm all ears. And he said, "If you ever make her cry, I'm coming for you." So I won't make her cry. And he goes off and he's walking down the white line going home, I guess. So anyway, he wanted me to take good care of Janet, and I always did. I always did, regardless of what an ex-wife says. Well, I married the girl. We had 5 kids, and we had a pretty good life, 9 years. And there's another piece of this story that keeps juggling around in the back there. Trying to think. Oh, shoot. God, I hate this Alzheimer's. I just really hate it. But anyway, if I can remember it, which I can, he left, and her and I became boyfriend and girlfriend, and then I married her after my first divorce. So anyway, there's my Janet story, and what a romantic guy I was. So anyway, if you see Danny Rodardi, tell him hi for me. Oh, I remember the other piece of the story. My first job was at a little restaurant, like a Dairy Queen or like a drive-through restaurant, and I was closing, and it was probably 11 or something at night. And just before I closed, this car full of prisoners shows up at my window, and I'm trying to be cool. Because I know they're very dangerous people. So I said to the leader, I said, "What would you like? What could I get you?" And he says, 120 chocolate malts. Anything else? 8,000 hamburgers. I go, God, it's closing. And he grabbed me by the shirt. Now, thank God the little window that he ordered through was little. I wasn't this big, but he couldn't drag me through the window. But he's trying to drag me through the window. We're gonna kick your ass. I go, God, if he gets me through that window or comes through the door, my ass is grass. Well, right at the time that he's pulling me through the window, this other car shows up, parks right beside the gangster's car, and out gets Danny Rodardi. I couldn't believe it. Now he's like 34. He aged 10 years in that time. Drugs, alcohol, and prison. And he saw that I was being abused. Well, he picked up my abuser, punched the crap out of him, and then threw him over the hood of his own car. And he said, "Don't you ever touch David again. He's my friend." I was shocked. So that's the end of my story. You never know when the bully's going to come back and get you and bully you, or he's going to come back and save your life. So anyway, Danny Rodardi, my hat's off to you, and I'm thankful that I'm alive. Thanks.